Talk about an Orwellian nightmare. Problem is, this isn't a dream. We've been warning you for years about these so-called smart devices like Alexa or the Echo, which have been specifically designed to spy on you for the purposes of both advertising and for control. And now we have the definitive proof, as Amazon and Google have just been caught filing patents to do just that. A bombshell report from Consumer Watchdog has recently been released, exposing an Orwellian nightmare that's unfolding right before our eyes. Google Amazon patent filings reveal digital home assistant privacy problems. A new study reveals that Amazon and Google have filed patent applications for a number of technologies that would dramatically expand surveillance of consumers' private lives. These patent applications show how technology companies use home data to draw disturbing inferences about households and how the companies might use that data for financial gain. Some of these technologies detailed in this patent include a system for deriving sentiments and behaviors from ambient speech even when a user has not addressed the device's wake word. Remember when Amazon's Echo came out? Well, one thing you certainly didn't know at that time was in 2014, the company had patented an algorithm that could listen to human speech, including phone conversations, for statements of interest like, "I love skiing." The algorithm would then process the statements into keywords that could be used to target advertising. I've already personally experienced this myself a number of times. For example, I recently bought a car which, in BC where I live, it requires snow tires in order to be road legal. I didn't Google it, I've never typed it in, I've never typed it out anywhere. I only had one conversation on the phone with my mom where I mentioned that I'm going to need to buy snow tires in order to get the car certified. Lo and behold, approximately 48 hours later, I began to get flooded with ads to buy snow tires in my area. This new Facebook advertising tab still shows me winter tires for sale, even though I already bought them. I also had something strange happen to me just a few days ago. While I was working out, I was watching a video on my phone, which earlier I had used to record an interview with a friend about cannabis legalization. After my workout, I began uploading the video to YouTube from the same phone, and even though the video was entirely about cannabis, the suggested tags were words like fitness, weight loss, workout, and exercise, because the camera was watching me. One day I'm doing curls, the next day my Instagram is showing me a bunch of dudes doing curls. Epic fail, guys. I actually don't want to see that. And it's not just me. In fact, I want you to try an experiment right now and we'll see if this is going to happen to you. Choose an obscure product to pretend that you are in need of, like say a hammock or an electric toothbrush or any item that you can think of that you normally don't think about. Then in the presence of your phone or your digital assistant at home, say things like, "I really need a hammock," or "I wonder where I can buy a hammock," or "Hey honey, keep an eye out for deals on a hammock, I want to buy one." Then give it 24 hours or so and I can almost guarantee you're going to start seeing ads show up on your Facebook or your YouTube to where you can buy a hammock. The document goes on to show more areas where these patents are meant to monitor our lives for advertising and control. They have a system for deriving sentiments and behaviors from ambient speech, even when the user has not addressed the device with its wake word. They have multiple systems for identifying speakers in a conversation and building interest profiles for each one. They also have a method for inferring users' showering habits and targeting advertisers based on that and other data. Dozens of patent applications for Google's smart home devices detail scenarios in which Google may share data from smart home devices with third parties, including businesses who can then use the data to make inferences about users' sleeping, cooking, entertainment, and showering schedules. Yeah, you see now why I keep calling this an Orwellian nightmare? They've got a system for recommending products based on furnishings observed by a smart home security camera. A particularly troubling patent application describes how Google could use video feeds from smart devices to determine users' behaviors and characteristics, including gender, age, fashion, taste, style, mood, known languages, preferred activities, and so forth. The patent application describes smart devices that can target advertisements based on the title of a book by a user's bedside, the presence of a guitar or a basketball in the room, and the face of a famous actor on a user's t-shirt. Or how about a methodology for inferring child mischief using audio and movement sensors? This patent describes a smart home system that monitors the activity of every member of a household and reports back to a designated policy holder so that they can keep track of when your kids are both active and quiet. And this is just the beginning, folks. With the facial recognition and finger scanning being incrementally introduced, we're now on the fast track to an all-out Orwellian surveillance control grid that's going to be inescapable. But as I've always tried to reiterate, these things are not mandatory at this point. You don't need to invite Big Brother into your life or into your home. You don't have to submit to being treated like a criminal by scanning your finger or your iris in order to gain access to something. And in fact, you don't even need to be on their grid at all. There is a movement growing of people who are no longer wishing to comply by going down this path, and I'm one of them, and I hope you will join